Okay, girls, welcome back to Girl Scouts for another year. Tonight we're going to be talking about our sales goals for cookie sales this year. Now, does anybody remember what we did 2 years ago when we set our goal, what our cookie sales goal was? Does anybody remember? It was 5,000 boxes 2 years ago. And does anyone remember how many boxes of cookies we sold?
Over 6,000.
Yeah, it was actually 6,200. I think it was 71. It was 70 something. So we sold 1,200 boxes, almost 1,300 boxes over our sales goal. And what do you think some of the reasons were that we were able to not only achieve but exceed that goal? Does anyone have some ideas as to why we were or how we were so successful that year? Yes.
We mingled so much that we know so many people that like cookies.
Okay. So we asked people, maybe that's what you're trying to say, we asked people. Jenna?
We all worked together.
Absolutely, we worked together. Now, last year, does anyone remember what our goal was last year? Jenna, do you remember?
5,800.
Yes, 5,800 was our goal last year. And how many boxes of cookies did we sell? Does anyone remember? No? Kaya?
5,000.
Yes, we sold 5,335 boxes of cookies last year. Now, last year we did not meet our goal. Last year we came under by 465 boxes. Does anyone have an idea of why we fell short last year versus the year before where we were over? Shayna? Yes, that was a major reason. We changed bakeries. And why was the fact that we changed bakeries a major factor in that? Sydney?
Because people didn't know what the cookies were, and we had to keep explaining it to them, and the way we were explaining it, they weren't really getting it. So
Right. Why weren't they familiar with the cookies, Larissa? Right. They changed the names of the cookies. A lot of the cookies were the same, but the names changed. So we had to educate our customers, right? Any other reasons why we didn't do as well as we would have wanted last year? Yes.
well, this goes with the changing bakeries thing. Like, probably people might think that, oh, they changed bakeries so it won't taste the same.
True.
That's how I would.
However, considering both the year 2012-13 and last year 2013-2014, where did our troop come in overall for council? Larissa? Well, in 2012-2013, our troop was actually the top seller for a whole service unit. Last year we came in 4th. Yes, so last year we were 4th overall for the troop. So even though we fell short of our goal, we still had a very excellent year. And last year we had 4 girls that made it to super seller status. So this year, how many of you would like to be amongst the top sellers again this year for the service unit? Yes, that felt pretty good, didn't it, to get recognition as a troop? Pre-sale actually begins next Friday, September the 12th. We have a service unit meeting coming up next week, and I'll be getting all of the materials for the girls. So I'll be sending out an email as to, since we don't meet again until the 18th, so you can get started. Maybe we can meet on a certain night or something so everyone can pick up their materials to get started. And then the first cookie order needs to be in by October 2nd. So pre-sale, that gives you close to 3 weeks, 2.5 to 3 weeks, something like that. Then the troop, the cookie sale ends on December the 10th. So this year we're going back. So since we don't have to contend with some of the issues we did last year, we can talk about what we would like our goal to be this year. Also, yesterday in the mail, I received the list of prizes, so I can go over that real quickly, and you can start thinking in your brain as to what you would like your sales goal to be for this year. Get in your mind as to how many boxes of cookies that you would like to sell. While we're doing that, I'd like to take just a moment and discuss with our cookie profits what you would like to do with the money. Now, remember last year at the end of the year, we did our end of year survey, as we typically do, to get some ideas of what you all wanted to do this year in terms of outings and field trips. Got a lot of interesting and good feedback. Some things are just not going to happen, like a trip around the world, but a trip to Disney, that might be a little out of our budget. But a lot of you said that, again, remember the last few years we've done some type of live show, either at Toby's or at the Hippodrome. A lot of you said that you wanted to go back to New York City, which we did a few years ago. So maybe combining the two, maybe we could do a trip to New York and see a show on Broadway while we're there.
Yes.
Any other suggestions before we move on and we start talking about our individual and overall troop goal? No? Okay, so what I would like to do is I'm going to go around the table, and as I go around, I want each of you to tell me what your individual goal is, and then what we'll do is I'll probably ask one of the parents sitting over here is to tally that up for us, and we can see overall if we total each individual girl's goal, what that goal is, and see if it's realistic to meet that goal as a troop or not. We'll start with Nia, and then we'll work our way around. Girls. So what would you like your individual sales goal to be this year? What is your aim? And girls, make it realistic.
Really, I don't really have a goal. I just have a goal.
Well, you have to have something in mind to aim for.
What
Not
prize
yet.
do you want?
I don't want really. I just don't know. I'm sorry.
We'll think about it. We'll come back, but you have to give me a number. Jenna?
I want to sell at least 500 boxes again so I can get the super sell.
Okay, so 500 for Jenna. Amber?
I was thinking 100 and plus.
You said 100 plus?
200.
200, so a minimum of 200. Okay.
This year I'd like to sell at least 375 boxes.
375. Jalen? 125. Janelle?
At least 250.
250. Now remember, girls, that and parents, the last 2 years we were fortunate enough, being top sellers, that we were able to fund with all of our profits 100% of everything that we did the last 2 years. So not only is cookie season meant to be fun, also it's the backboard of what Girl Scouts is about, teaching them financial literacy, which is one of the founding principles that Juliette Lowe started, was teaching girls how to be entrepreneurs. So that's one of the big philosophies of Girl Scouts. So with those two things in mind, we were able to, by setting goals, we were able to, the first year we were actually able to exceed that goal by 1,200 boxes of cookies. Last year we did fall a little short for reasons we've already established. But I think by setting a goal, and every week when we come back at the end of pre-sale, we tally this. I do, for the new parents, I do a great big poster board, and I have a thermometer on it, and we say at the top of the thermometer, that's what our goal is, and that's what we're aiming to achieve. And each time that we meet, beginning after the first week of pre-sales, is we say, okay, this is what every girl has sold, and this is where we are on our thermometer. We come back in 2 weeks, either after pre-sales or after our first couple booth sales. This is how much girls have continued to sell. This is what we sold at booth sales. This is where we are now on our thermometer. So each week we see that thermometer going up and getting closer to our goal. And I think that really helps the girls keep in mind of what we're shooting for, what we're aiming for, and where we're hoping to get. And again, by selling so many boxes of cookies, we were able to use those profits in order to do all the things that the girls want to do, and community service and some other things when they get into the cadet level, working on attending workshops to learn how to do their bronze award, or excuse me, silver award, and then the other various activities that we do, our holiday party in December, our end of year party, and any other thing that we choose to do. So we were able to pay for 100% of everything that we did. And I know that, a lot of parents really appreciate that. Times are tight for everybody. The economy's bad still. So every little thing that we do as far as cookies really helps. So keeping that in mind, where are we at with the individual goals?
I was going to say we didn't count Aaliyah, and then she walks in. So right now we're at 4,000.
$4,495.
4,495 going around the table individually is what we came up with. So do we want to make that our goal? Do we want to set a higher goal? Higher? Higher, yeah, because that is last year we said 5,800. We fell a little shy of that. So what do we want to make our goal then?
Like realistically, probably like 5,000 somewhere.
5,500.
So, remember how our goal was like 5,000? When we usually sell 5,000, we usually get over it and over it a lot. Remember how it's like, it says like 5,000, and then we sold and ended up selling like 600. Yeah, all that. So, I think we should just stick with 5,000 because we end up usually going over it by a lot, and we actually have more stuff and more money to do more things for the troop. So if we just stick with that number, we usually go over it. But I feel like if we do too much, we never make it there.
Yeah, like if we go to 5,600, then what if we don't meet it? Then we're all going to be upset with each other, with ourselves. But we already know that we're probably going to get these.
So just to sum it up, what I'm hearing is you girls want to really focus on doing 2 or 3 bigger type field trips with just a few smaller types of activities, right? Am I hearing you all correctly? Yes? Okay. So, and some of the big suggestions I'm hearing are New York / Broadway play, shopping, something along that line in New York City, Cocoa Key, and Washington, D.C. And were there any other suggestions on big trips outside of going to Disney? Because I don't see that happening. We're good? So that's what we want to focus on this year? And community service.
And badges.
And badges. Yeah, it's because we were really trying to get our girls, especially our cadets, on the pathway to earning your silver award. Okay, so what is our, taking all that into consideration, what is our overall troop goal going to be?
5,000.
5,000. Okay. Agreed?
Yes.
Who has the gavel? Agreed. 5,000. Court is adjourned. Okay.